All right, we just had a helicopter pass by.
Yeah.
We had a.
Sorry, I got excited and pressed the power button by accident while trying to tilt up to show it. Helicopter, very low altitude, just went by. That was for us, right over our camp. And so when the police said all the property has to be mobile, because with the Safer Cities initiative, you're not allowed to have your sleeping stuff up. You can't have your tent set up or lay or sit on the sidewalk between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. And yes, you will be arrested if they catch you doing it. Now they say that your stuff has to be mobile between 6 and 9. So all this stuff was still on wheels and in carts, and we started rolling it around in a giant circle on the sidewalk. And it was so ridiculous. The cops were going to arrest us if we didn't wheel this stuff around all day. Just ludicrous. And so Noticias 22, the lovely Mexican channel, showed up, and God bless them. At which point the cops became scarce. And then they came by, and they came by again, and like I said, Chief Beck went by, and now we've just had the helicopter. So we're pretty sure that they're going to do something, if not very soon. If not very soon, soon enough. All they can do is more of the same, and that's what we expect. So that's the basic situation. Getting a little chilly. Hello, Mr. Damon. Welcome back. Thank you. Oh, my apologies. I've had my thumb over the damned lens because I didn't want to turn the power off. Perhaps I'm not born to be a live streamer. My apologies.
You should be a live streamer, seriously. You know what? It's the damn phone account that killed you.
Yeah, I was in Argentina, in Peru. I went to see those.
The problem with occupiers running for office
pretty much everywhere,
is you can't change the system by working within it.
It's about to happen here.
The system is corrupt at the top levels. You just can't change it. Citizens United, it's bought, it's sold. But Buckminster Fuller says you can create a new system which obsoletes the existing system. Instead of trying to change something that's broken, that's the hope. Occupy presents horizontal participatory democracy, and all who participate have an equal say in outcome. And that's what we do, and that's what we'd like to see more people getting involved with, on a local, city, state, national level.
Well, for me,
because it's very difficult to cause problems in this. It's not necessarily the perfect situation yet, but when you talk about Goldman Sachs donating to Romney and Obama, not cool.
Yeah, she's got her
same corporations donating to both major candidates. Unbelievable.
That's why I always wear long sleeves when I was working. When I used to climb poles and hang all these wires.
Sure.
Because I hated that farm especially my right arm.
Thank you for working, even within the system. Thank you for your time and effort in the political process or in the process of making things better for everyone. Bless your hearts. That's awesome. My name is Mike Peak. I have a Twitter account, just MIKE, capital M, underscore PEAKE, and that's a capital P. My voice is low because I had an hour of sleep and I'm sunburned to goodness, and
it's so funny because
I'm exhausted, so I've got the Barry White voice going. That's not my normal voice, but thank you very much. Thank you for being interested in Occupy and in what we're doing here today. It's so important. It's an enormous story. To try and say where this begins and ends is an enormous circle involving all aspects of all levels of our city. You've got the poorest people possibly in America. The biggest homeless population in America is on Skid Row, and they're not treated as people. You've also got downtown the Central Cities Association, the CCA, and they're the business people and the corporate interests and the local businesses and the investors who want to take the part of Skid Row. They want to take all of Skid Row and gentrify it. They want to turn it into rentals and lofts and things like that. And the Skid Row people are in the way. So the biggest homeless population in America is in the way of these people making more money. And they have influence in the city council. which is Benito Mussolini's definition of fascism, which is corporate influence of government process. And that's what the case is. So we've got the rich people wanting to get the poor people out so the rich people can get richer. The rich people are influencing city government. Here comes Occupy. Occupy says, all people are the 99%. We got the 99%. We got to be treated equal. Housing rights, health rights, education rights, and there are no housing rights on Skid Row. Like I said, with the Safer Cities initiative, you cannot sit or lie on the sidewalk. If you have a crate or something or a chair, you can use it. One of our gentlemen here, the General T.C. Alexander, who I'm sure you've seen today, says that removes two of the main positions in which a human being can be from Skid Row. You cannot sit or lie on the sidewalk. And standing is the other main human posture. So they're dehumanizing people. I'm disabled. I suffer from exhaustion. And I have to sit down, I have to lie down and sleep during the day to catch up. Because my energy's just gone. If I were on Skid Row, I would have to lay down during the day. I would have no choice. And it's illegal. And you can't have your tent up. And you better have a buddy system if you're going to sleep during the day on Skid Row, because you're going to get robbed or you're going to get killed. Anything can happen down here. There's some real problems, and it's horrible. And it breaks our hearts, and we want it to get better. I'm going to check tweets for a second.
That van was pretty much. I had hydrogen gas and everything. Everything was dead. Talk about that. Yeah.
I'm matching touch easy match with Charlie.
Hey Ernie Dean, how you doing?
I miss doing that work.
It's a sun symbol, so I need some matches.
You know those wind generators, like over there?
That'd be cool. Hope David gets some positive things done. That's good news.
My wife used to live out that way.
You're gonna have to pardon me. I'm gonna fetch my jacket because it's becoming cold down here. I don't know if the offshore flow is going to be coming in or not, but it can get very chilly. That's one of the things about housing rights. I've been on Skid Row since 6 a.m. and I'm just a visitor. I've got a place to which I go back, to which I return. But sitting here all day is grueling. It is very, very difficult because I don't have a phone. So sitting here, your main things to do are talking to people. No distractions from the internet. No TV. Maybe someone will play a radio for a while. You get some board games or cards going. But there are very few distractions from being very present in the moment in abject poverty and suffering. So it's very difficult down here. I strongly respect the people who can not only survive this but prosper.
I lived right there in Beaumont before Palm Springs.
And then people like the CCA come in and demonize them and say, oh, they're terrible, they're trouble, they have to go. It is so inhuman. It is so heartless. But of course, capitalism will eventually create the perfect capitalist, and anything that gets in the way of profit can't be capitalism, and conscience and compassion would likely get in the way of profit. So you can't have compassion in the way of profit, and the homeless have to go. We're looking up the block. Just up the block is Little Tokyo, which is an incredibly wonderful part of downtown, if not the best part. There's I think a Buddhist church down there, but it's also a rich area. I can't say anything bad about it because I don't know anything about the people or anything. But this is the warehouse district. Right against Little Tokyo. This is the warehouse district.
Patty, you ever been to San Felipe?
What's that?
Operation Healthy Streets. I like
Yeah,
it.
I told you I've been to Tijuana and Ensenada.
Gotta go.
Rosarita, just like right there.
Occupy's not necessarily getting smaller because of a fear of being co-opted.
I can't go to Mexico until
If people are leaving, there would be numerous reasons behind that. There's no simple answer on this. Fear of co-option is not necessarily such a fear as a legitimate worry. Move On wanted to co-opt, and they failed to get their own 99% spring thing going. Someone called it an Occupy movement for people who want to be told what to do. And of course that doesn't work here because we all decide what to do together.
That's where the whales have their babies.
Are you talking to tweeters? Is that what
But what else did you say? Yeah, how do I
It's like this is like rattling
zoom
around.
back
I'm
in
like,
the tweets? I'm off my meds. This phone is off. Blah 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 blah. But I'm sorry, I can't. I wanted to respond to a tweet that just passed out of the frame, and I don't know how to work a smartphone, so I can't see
You
it.
can ride your motorcycle. Well, you can ride your motorcycle and ride your horses all over Mexico.
Oh, what started the police crackdown? Thank you for the police crackdown came from CCA. I'm thinking you're talking. Are you talking about the general police crackdown, which started with CCA wanting to gentrify part of Skid Row, which is depicted in the film and the book The Soloist with Robert Downey Jr. and Jamie Foxx. The film is uneven. It's a good film with great parts, but there's an accurate depiction of what the CCA had done to the homeless. They had police come in the middle of the night in a phalanx and riot gear, force the people out of a particular area, and that was turned into expensive lofts and rentals. They want to do it here. And one of my, we don't want that to happen. We want to live. And so that was part of the initial police crackdown on Skid Row. Crime, of course, and drugs may have gotten out of control. There is a study on the internet you can find. Did the Safer City Initiative actually reduce crime on Skid Row? Because it can be questioned on a scientific basis, if I remember correctly. So what happened is the Safer City Initiative came up, which is based on the broken windows theory, which is the theory that if you have a single broken window in your neighborhood, people will be more likely to treat the area as disposable. And they'll break another window and break another window, and pretty soon you've got graffiti and you've got prostitutes, and it's a downward trend. To create an upward trend, you fix all the windows and you paint everything and you plant flowers. There's legitimacy in this, but not as they applied it to Skid Row. They applied it to Skid Row as a lever against the homeless so they could clear them and call them a problem. What ended up happening was 50 cops just got assigned to Skid Row in the last couple of years to try and reduce the crime at a cost of $6 million. Now they spend $5.7 million a year citywide, across the entire city for homeless services.
We figured out with their benefits and everything,
Yeah, with the benefits and all that, $6 million for 50 extra cops to go around. And of course, under the Safer City Initiative, that's to wake cops up. For the cops to wake up the homeless every morning at 6 a.m. And I've been here. My YouTube channel is Mike Peake, Mikepeake, capital M, capital P, but there's no space. You'll find video on there of a cop who we've come to know and love actually telling the homeless, "You got to take down your tent, or we're going to arrest you." I was here yesterday, so they have favorites. They come back and they harass the homeless. The cops, they got $6 million for the cops to arrest the homeless if they don't take down their tents, or if they're caught lying or sitting on the sidewalk. So this is supposed to reduce crime somehow, and that is exceedingly questionable as a crime-solving or crime prevention mechanism. It is a legitimate mechanism to pile on arrests and offenses against the homeless, which can eventually land them in jail. So that's another way of clearing the area. And I've lost a bit of my train of thought. I think I was going with the Safer City Initiative and the cop crackdown. So you got 50 extra cops, and all that money's going into them and not helping the homeless. In terms of Occupy Skid Row, the cops have not liked it since. Very obviously, the rich do not like Occupy because obviously we are against certain practices in which the rich engage, and they're fighting it. And they're cracking down on Occupy Skid Row specifically because it is a resistance. It is a political expression. It is a political protest. And they're hitting us first before they go solve the things that were actually listed in the health department's report. You know, if they've got syringes and human feces, and if they've got rat burrows in other parts of this area, you'd think that they would go attack those, but no. We've got 12 or more cops arresting people for chalking, even after a federal ruling was made that chalking does not harm anything. So these are just nuisance arrests. And the cops do come by and try to escalate situations. Pardon? Intimidation. Yeah, they were highly intimidating today, and the attempt is to create arrests. You know, to do things to make us indignant and get us yelling and get us loud, and then they can grab and say, "Oh, this person was challenging" or whatever. And sometimes they just grab people without warning. That happened to me. That happened to a few others, and we've got all kinds of video proof. I've even got some posted. And they create arrests. So that's part of the crackdown. And they want us gone from Skid Row, especially now that we've basically said no. You know, they said you can't come back to this street and you can't stay where you are. We said no. And we came back and we set up, and they came out and they said no, and we said, we're not going to do that. And we're still here, and they have no choice but to escalate. They could leave us alone. See how wonderful that is? They could leave us alone. You want to take any bets on that? They were attacking, of course, Occupy Los Angeles, as part of direct action, has been setting up a camp every night at the front entrance of the building in which the CCA reside, 626 Wilshire. So every night for about a month, I think, Occupy LA has been outside of there. And the police have done some savage things. And last night at about 2 a.m., they did again. Someone was jogging, and the police came and said, "You can't do that." And some people stepped up and said, "Yes, they can. There's a ruling, da-da-da." The police called for backup. This is all according to what I read. And they came out with batons swinging and arrested 4 people. And we learned today there's 1 felony involved, and they like doing that. They like throwing out felonies because they found they can't attack us as a complete group and get us to go away. Now they're trying to profile and target individuals and grind us down, and basically it's just making people more interested in being involved and more passionate about getting rid of what are obviously horrific problems. You know, police don't get to come and destroy a positive social movement because it doesn't fit their ideas of structure and order, or most especially because the corrupt 1% say we can't have that in our town, negatively affecting us. So that's fascism, and that's freedom fighting. And what do you think is going to happen? And that's what we get to see close up, and that's what you get to watch on the live stream. Isn't it wonderful and magnificent? And I guess I should get back on my meds. Let me check the tweets.
Hi, Teeny Dean.
I think Casseroles is still on. They may be marching out here to Skid Row.
I think I said I was going to stream casserole. Sorry, I didn't make it.
Oh, Patty says she's sorry she couldn't make the Casserole stream. Maybe Liz Savage will be doing it. Liz Savage, yeah, Savage Truth on Ustream. It's difficult to bring people into Occupy because there's no real frequently asked questions document about what we are and what we do. We kind of expect people to learn it, and I still haven't learned every aspect of the GA. I still have problems understanding stacking, but I don't get out to a bunch of GAs. And the horizontal democracy process can be very messy. It's still it's something that's learned, is being learned, and it's learning. So expect it to gain more clarity and more accuracy. But when it does work, like I was at a GA before the camp was destroyed, in which we consensed that corporations are not people, and I think that was it. it was there were thousands of people there, all the way out to the street, from the steps all the way out to the street. And when we all agreed upon this, and not a single hard block could be found, the feeling of unity and joy was beyond belief. Just beyond belief. So for everyone who has difficulty getting, getting the hang of what's going on, they're missing on something that is so incredibly important, and which I believe and hope is the future for what we're doing. This level of unity and the level of joy in unity. Oh, is that you, Jeff? How you doing, brother? Hope to see you tonight or shortly. Hope you had a great time at the consulate. I would have come, but that right then was when the cops came, so I didn't get a chance to come out to the die-in. Thank you for those live stream links, and I hope everything's going really well.
Yeah.
How much it goes? The cops are gonna come.
Oh, no streamers at GA right now?
Are you alright? Do you need anything?
Oh, I hope someone picks that up.
I'm probably gonna go home
We don't know anything
in a
more than
while,
that.
but, no, I'm good.
There's some people that purge on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeannie Dean, that's what I read on Twitter last night, and there was a Tumblr post about a debrief. I think you can probably find it if you Google CCA debrief, and you can also look for it with the hashtag. They put the hashtag on separate debrief in the title. It's a passionate, eloquent document about rights and about... Oh, here comes a cop.
Said that they wouldn't let her come back, which is what you were saying.
Well, that's what they were told.
But obviously they're back.
Waving hello,
And they keep doing that.
but doing a crawl.
Huh?
And they keep doing that.
I don't know. I haven't been.
So yeah, so last night, 2 a.m., I'm just staring at the screen, not able to sleep, in fear of what was going to happen today, because I do get very frightened. I don't like violence. I'm too sensitive for it. But they said that courage is being afraid and going ahead and doing it anyway. So I came and I had to come, and every time I do, my fear does subside a little bit. But yeah, I'm sitting at home 2 a.m., and there comes the post saying that they'd been attacked at the CCA, and it's like, oh crap, it's one of the last things you want to see.
I sit there at home and my wife doesn't know anybody, and I'll be like, oh, there's Patty. Oh, look, there's Patty. You know, they get it.
Oh, also someone on the stream was like, "Oh, who's that cute boy with the dread?"
Well, we're not necessarily against everyone who's a politician just because they're a politician. It's, are they bought and sold? Are they reflecting the will of the people?
Really?
Because it's not democracy if they don't listen. That's from an image on Facebook, and it's so true. It's not democracy if they don't listen. And the political process has really gotten to the point where they're not listening.
Maybe that's it. I do tweet sometimes.
I really got to get my jacket.
Oh, so you're
Thank you for the positive feedback. I have no idea how I sound, so thank you. I'm going to give this back to the wonderful PMbeers for a moment, and thank you very much for checking and listening.
Are there people down there? Let me see.
Well, no, I'm sorry, that live over there.
Oh, they're not
when
back?
I come by,
Because everybody's scared.
Yeah.
not bad.
I mean,
Separate group.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been here, I guess, twice this week. And there's more people.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's scared. I mean, when the police did come and say you need to move your stuff, everybody just picked up their stuff and started walking. Did you see that part?
Yeah, but y'all were going over there, right?
Yeah, but what they what they did was they started pushing the carts and carrying the items. So they all the stuff was in carts, and whatever wasn't in the cart, people would pick it up, and they were just walking with it. Because they said it had to be mobile, and they said, this is mobile, it has wheels. And they're like, no, that's stationary, it needs to be mobile. So they started moving and walking up and down the sidewalk. And they arrested Waro for chalking.
Well, I saw you got a ticket for jaywalking.
Yeah, that was entrapment too, him and TC. That was entrapment because they held up the police tape in the middle, and then they got him for jaywalking right there. After they didn't escort them out on the sidewalk, they escort them out in the middle of the street.
That was pretty hardcore at the beginning. You're like, is this a movie set? Yeah, that was pretty. How you doing, JoJo?
People kept walking by saying, did somebody get shot?
You made it through the night? today?
The thing about it was this morning, it was all full. They tried to be a pain in the ass for a minute, wouldn't let a couple of us go in.
I saw the little old lady turn too.
She's been an activist lawyer for a while.
Okay, so it looks like I'm going to Sacramento.
You are going?
Um,
You want to?
well, I said I would. Go and stream anywhere I can get free travel to. I said I would go and stream. So I think Sunday. I don't know. I don't know what time on Sunday, but probably the action's on Monday. So we'll be leaving sometime on Sunday. It could be like 2 a.m. or.
If you wanted to go, that's great.
You hate yourself. You guys see what they're
Hi Jeff. How was the action earlier?
That's not listed. You need a little change? I have change and I have a couple one. Poor baby. Do you need some change? Oh, you have smoked. You're good. Baby, do you need some coffee or anything? You've eaten, right? You know, I told you.
You want a snack? I got some chips. If you want some jalapenos, cut them to chips.
Oh no, thank you.
Okay. That's what I asked them to do. I thought that's what we all agreed on.
Oh, someone told you, oh, that would be
flaky fucks.
Are they supposed to tell the truth? Are they supposed to come back later?
I mean, I'm so shocked that
What started the police crackdown? I think it was the TCA.
well, you know, real state
The stream is blurry and it's not going in focus. But the light is really good right now. It's starting to get dark, but the light is great. Yes, this is at Skid Row.
I wonder if I should get my car off the street so it doesn't have to cut over some shit. What happened? Huh?
So you want your tube back? I don't know if I took any photos on it.
Did you use it at all? Well, are you sure you want to format your other drive? Because if you don't format the other one, if you just use the two, give me the two back later if you don't have to deal with any kind of crazy uploads and downloads. It's completely up to you.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Completely up to you.
8 megabytes, 8 gigabytes over the
Gigabytes. Yeah, it's going to be an all-nighter. It's taking the whole time I was gone. I got home, put those things in the machine, and started making this compression.
Hey, please, I don't want occupiers running for office.
So maybe you should hang on to the 2 gig, and then if you fill that, then go to the other one. You know?
That's what I'll do.
And then you can always give that to me back. That is my spare for my spare. Please do not worry about it. You know. Well, I know how you are. You'll obsess about getting it back to back.
Okay, so Bill Maher is suggesting that we engage in electoral politics. Do I agree with that? No, I don't.
They even go for the black jeans, which I get at Kmart really cheap.
Oh, there's a light here that just came on.
I need to dress in black. If it's a live show, you're always in black. There are some commercials that when you work on them, for some reason, they want everybody in black. So whenever I'm in a commercial, I start dressing all black just in case. Because I've heard they'll send you home. This is really weird.
I'll try to check out the Bill Maher thing, see what he has to say.
Very weird showbiz crap. Anyway, I just started dressing all in black. It was like easy, you know. I was like, yeah, I guess so. I just started buying these black pants and buying more and more black shirts. I'm pretty much always all black.
Are you black?
I'm always black blocked up.
Yeah.
Ready to bust something at any given time.
I don't know why the video is blurry, but
I probably touched something.
but
I may have touched the lens.
oh, maybe that's it.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, normally if you just touch the screen like that, it'll autofocus.
Oh,
Oh, weird.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's it.
I probably
Now you've
found some
got it.
hidden artistic function, and now you'll never be able to turn it off.
It looks cool though. Look at how bright the
Yeah, it looks.
light is.
Yeah, it looks like it's fog. It wouldn't look like it was foggy. Now it looks better.
Yeah, but
Just some
the,
bugles.
the the light is great. Oh no, thank you. I have to like read all the ingredients, check for MSG.
Oh, it's probably
Weed.
full. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff probably has MSG in it. I'm really sensitive to MSG.
Degermed yellow cornmeal, coconut oil, sugar, salt, baking soda, and BHT.
Wait, that's all? Say it
Yep.
again.
Degermed yellow cornmeal, coconut oil, sugar, salt, baking soda, and BHT.
Oh, I'm gonna down this bag.
No, you're not.
Apparently, I can eat bugles.
I didn't say you could eat my bugles.
I never heard of this though before though. Are they new?
No, they've been around forever.
Really? They're not free to lay then.
Man, I slid. I played soccer
Betty
in the
Crocker.
streets and slid.
They taste like Cheetos.
Yeah, General Mills, Betty Crocker.
They taste like Cheetos. They're such like very salty Cheetos. I'm peeing out on bugles now.
You get.
It's just kind of buttery. Maybe that's the coconut oil.
Hi, I'm Nicole. Nice to meet you. Yes, hi.
It's kind of cool how everybody's all silhouetted, but with that.
I get on my little bike and scoot on down.
When I have the time when he comes down and show up.
That's right. Yes, we've got you, Brian.
Take note. He gets some rest here. Yeah, probably.
Thank you so much, David.
David, give it.
Early on, I started doing court support, so I ended up on a listserv.
Probably.
So every once in a while, just for entertainment, I go. I thought you guys remember. Well,
It's not
been
as
a
bad
while.
as it used to be, right, Damon?
Because the two individuals that were on it,
Oh, really?
one's a snitch and the other is misogyny asshole.
Damon,
I know who those people were.
have you noticed that a lot of that infighting has stopped?
It has totally stopped.
And I think we're all
what
getting.
I loved was the other day when there was some weird posts and everybody just responded with jokes. You know?
Yeah.
Somebody kept like, where's the money? Where's this money? Where's all the money going? And where's all, I'm like, what is your concern with this? So several people were like, we all trust the people who deal with the money, just relax about it. So finally, I think it was me. I might have been the first dopey response. I'm like, all right, I confess. I have several $100,000 in Occupy donations buried under the new grass at City Hall. Go there with a shovel, jump the fence, start digging. You can keep anything you find. And then it just started devolving from there. And then somebody else posted like, what if we're supposed to be leaderless, why is Esteban Gill always in charge? And like, that just started going,
Okay, but I don't even see Esteban being in charge of anything but talking.
I love Esteban. Did you catch that little remark I said before?
Well, yeah.
Well, the other day, I can tell you, the other day, he's chalking on a wall.
Remember you're on
Okay?
live stream.
That's okay. Esteban can hear this. He's chalking on a wall, and I come and a guard is trying to stop him. So I run interference with the guard, going, "That's protected speech. That's protected speech." And the guy's like, "You got to understand." I'm like, "You got this whole thing going on." So then later, like a day later, Esteban goes, that's, and he's musing about something, and he says, that's why I don't like to really have anybody talk about, protected, things like protected speech and the First Amendment, because those old white guys didn't give you any rights you didn't already have and whatever. And I know he's thinking back to like me yelling at this guy about protected speech, or at least I think he does in my paranoid, stupid mind. So he's over here, and we're talking about chalking. They're talking about chalking, and I'm standing there like a dope. And he goes, there's already been a court decision, and that's First Amendment protected speech. I'm good. I got a cigar going. Thank you. And he goes, so I slip in next to him and I go, it really bugs me when people talk about court decisions and First Amendment protected speech. And he looks at me like, what? And I'm like, no, he's fine. I like to kid him.
He's great.
But I mean, it's good to have like sort of a scholar on board, I guess.
Well,
But
everyone.
I think it's ridiculous to call Esteban a leader.
What's that?
I think it's ridiculous to call him a leader. Like,
Oh no, that's just silliness. Seriously.
I mean, I like the way he moderates GA. I wish he would do it more often.
He's also
But-
has some great, like, people that, are trying to be down on something. He always has a way to diffuse it and a good example. And, he's just like,
He's a
smart
smart.
guy.
He's a really
He
smart
does smart
guy.
stuff.
Yeah, but I don't really see him as a leader. I see him as a thinker.
Sort of like, the shaman, not the chief kind of thing, But, yeah, right. I mean, like, John Wablinger is more of a leader, you know what I mean? That guy says, let's do something. People show up and you do it. And that's the thing is, like, people are like, well, how come nobody else is getting out there and organizing? And I'm like, what, am I going to, like, go on there? I like, dropped a thing about, like, hey, there's some medical marijuana thing going on at City Hall. Not one response. Now, I'm not saying that I don't care. But it's not like I can mobilize people. My job is to take pictures. So there's people who are good at that other thing. Let them do that thing. Stay out of their way.
I'm the inviter.
You're the inviter and the live streamer and some
I,
other media stuff that you don't get a lot of credit for. You can take some. I told you about your portraits down at City Hall. You took a whole bunch of pictures. Beautiful stuff.
Astonishing.
And that had to do with their relationship with you, and it was great.
Art.
And nobody ever talks about that.
Perfect.
There's two series that I did, and the first series I don't think you guys have seen it.
Oh, really?
The good black and white shots.
You did, really?
You guys haven't seen
at
the
the
good
camp,
ones.
right?
Yeah, I need to scan those. Okay,
they're
so
still filmed?
the first series, both series, one is in black and white, one is in color, and both of them, the instructions were don't smile. And then whatever people did with that, that's what I took.
Neat.
Okay, the first series is very serious.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye, Patty. Thanks for
Um,
streaming.
You're welcome. So the black and white series was taken on November 30th.
My hands are greasy.
Good
Oh, this
night.
one's- Thank you very much for being here in case.
My hands are all full,
That was my
but
camera.
Tonight.
hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, you never know. I might be back later tonight. Right now, I'm just gonna go to the East Coast and wait.
Yeah, the cops might be back later tonight. So.
Yeah, like
I think the cops are coming tomorrow. I think they'll come tomorrow.
They're always coming.
I think they'll come tomorrow.
tomorrow morning, bright and early, 5:30, they'll show up.
Really?
Mhm.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Well, they can always do a 2 a.m., 3 a.m. attack.
Well, what? Nobody's breaking into the law then.
Doesn't matter. They just want to beat people and make arrests.
So that's what it's going to be. They're coming at 6 to make it take all the
I can be here in 15 minutes on 2 a.m.
Huh?
At 2 a.m. I can get here in 15 minutes.
It would
There
take me
goes
like 45,
CCA.
but I am going to keep my phone on next to my head tonight.
Okay, so CCA just rolled by right now.
Counting our
Just driving
numbers.
by in the middle of the night, just get swinging through at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, am I in town? I made a left turn.
Okay, so check this out. Two series I did. One was on November 29th and 30th. It was black and white. I don't smile. Everybody looked really upset.
Oh.
A couple months ago, I think it was like March or April, I did a series in, maybe it was, I don't remember, but it was more recent. I did a series in color with digital. Don't smile. Everyone had a very tiny smile on their face.
Don't smile.
And the
Don't
expression
think of
on
an element.
everyone's face was the exact same smile, the exact same expression. It was this loving look. And I did 16 of those.
That's what
Actually,
it
there's
was.
more than 16.
You took a very good photo of me.
Are you in there?
Yeah, very
That
good
looks
photo.
really good.
Yeah. So the black and white photos, there are black and white ones online, but those are the ones that I fucked up.
Wow. Can't wait to see the good ones.
The good ones are very good.
You're really, really good.
The black and white ones?
They're really damn good.
Okay, well, I would say that they were not good. Because I was just learning black and white photography, and when I don't know if you've you do.
I grew up with black and white. Yeah,
Okay,
I shot a
so
lot of triacs.
so so I was actually relearning. So I messed up every way you could mess up, and I shot that 3 times. And I'm so grateful that I shot on the 29th and the 30th.
Oh, wow.
Because that 30th was eviction day.
Sure.
So I was hard because I needed to have a balanced number of women and men because my professor was going to be noticing that. And I tried to get an ethnic diversity.
What
So
class was this?
so it was intermediate photography at school, and so I needed to get women because I was going to get marked down on my grade if I didn't have a balanced amount of women.
Wow.
Yeah, and as an Occupy supporter is my professor. She was a hard grader, and
Photography class.
okay, but all the women. Okay, this is the last 2 days before the raid. All the women were working. Okay, so north side of the cap, there was a no photography rule for those 2 days.
Really?
And yeah, Adam Rice was there like, no, you can't photograph. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you
that's
guys, I'm
hard
one
for
of
us,
you.
man.
It's a still photograph. There's no video on my camera. This is an old school camera. It cannot take video. This is still photography, and I'm one of you. No photography. You want photography? Go to the south lawn. So I couldn't. And all the women were on the north lawn working because everybody was in a meeting or strategizing or
Sure.
having a training, or it was just like work.
Silliness. That guy who was out here today, my friend Sean, got shut out during that thing, and he really kind of hated Occupy for it because it's like he just wanted to take pictures, you know. He's
Uh-huh.
still, again, shooting film. That's all the guy shoots is film. And it was like a weird moment. I've kind of brought him back around. Like he likes us now, I guess.
Cool.
So the black and white series has 12 people, and most of them are very well known.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know Sky had just started streaming.
At that point,
Yeah,
really,
I think Sky said he started around November 30th.
wow,
So
he's like an institution.
I have Sky with his pirate gear and his live stream, and then I have Melissa Balin, I have Richard Eastman,
Oh, I remember Richard.
I have Clark,
Miller.
I don't remember Juan, I have Juan. So a lot of them, the people, so I had a criteria for the ones I picked. A lot of people that I shot, I try to shoot people that I know really, really well, and that people who are well known.
Sure, yeah. Neat.
I shot Kat 3 times and couldn't get a decent picture of Kat.
Sometimes people. What does she look like? Does she have the crazy hair?
Cat, blonde hair. There's 2 cats. There's a dark hair cat and a blonde hair cat.
Oh, either one.
I didn't know dark hair cat back then, but blonde hair cat, I knew her from day one Pershing Square. I met her September 20th at Pershing Square. Yeah, you need it back here.
No, I don't need it right now.
You can take it. I'll probably not gonna use it.
I've got a shot or two.
But it's
of
good
you.
to.
Yeah, it's
have one
helpful,
here.
especially for a march or something. I have one, but it's
What
a
I
lot
like about
bigger.
it is if we're in a march.
I like how lightweight yours is. I like yours better than mine.
What I like about it is if we're in a march, we can just let this motherfucker completely out. We go way the fuck over
Whoa.
every fucking body.
Over the cops.
Well, on top of the cops.
Yes.
Very cool.
And fucking. And what I love about it, it's the fucking weapons.
There is that too. You know?
If they start
Seriously.
pushing to me, I can push
Yeah,
back.
fuck yeah, seriously. Even when it's
When it's
collapsed.
when it's collapsed, it's a worse weapon.
Probably,
It's a baton just like theirs.
pretty much.
When it's collapsed, it's got a little weight to it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to get a shot in the gut from that.
All right,
That's what
guys,
always-
I'm
that's what I
gonna
always
drop
dread.
stream and come right
One of
back
these
so
days
we
I'm
can
gonna
get
take a
an
straight
adjustment
shot
on the
to gut,
light.
and I'm gonna fucking.
30 seconds.